Preseason jungle changes. Here you go. Preseason jungle changes. Hey junglers, it's been a while since we last updated jungle in a meaningful way, and honestly, our plant-laden home between the lanes is in need of a bit more love. A bit of love. Speaking from one jungle main to another, editors note, can you call yourself a jungle main if you play Shaco? The role hasn't kept up with the times and is in need of a touch-up. I know. Riot reworks jungle is a scary headline to read. I've been jungling since season 2, so I feel you. Jungle is a powerful role, but also the punching bag of the team. We're supposed to gank every lane, control all the macro. Wait, this is actually, I'm liking the way this is starting. Control all the macro, perfectly farm our camps, and set up vision all at once. It's a lot, and that's awesome. That's why we made this role, but it's way too much to jump into without a pool noodle. We don't want the majority of players to actively avoid playing any role, and the truth is we failed at that metric when it comes to jungling. In the recent LOL Please Riot Froxen talked a bit about jungle, about our plans for the preseason with communication and vision systems, jungle changes, and Chemtech Drake being our major areas of focus. Because we filmed the video a while ago, that's how it works, by the way. I'm here to share some extra details for you, for those of you wanting more. Okay, whatever. Many League players see the wildly complex set of strategies and game knowledge required to be even slightly competent in the jungle and are scared away. We want to lessen this barrier of entry. One of the ways we'll do that is by easing players in, showing them how to play the role and adjusting mechanics so they're less punishing and more, oh my god, it's gonna be terrible for competitive play. The goal here is absolutely not to dumb down the jungle or remove the ability to show off your jungle knowledge, but to make sure that jungle is complex in the right places. I don't know how you're gonna do that. I don't know how you're gonna make jungle less complex role overall, but also keep the amount of skill in the role. That seems actually impossible based off reading this. We're currently exploring some changes like jungle pathing aids. Think something similar to recommended items, but instead it's how to do your first clear, a stepping stone towards the mastery of the role. We're also looking into adjusting the way camps leash, including their ranges and reset rules. When you're newer to the role and accidentally lose camp patience, it feels like you're getting slapped in the face, but I mean that's like, I don't know. What? Huh? Even for experienced players, the rules are finicky and sometimes your champion feels useless because they can't abuse the rules as well as other champions. The jungle itself shouldn't be the deciding factor as to whether a champion is viable. Right now in League, it's not realistic to expect a ton of differences, a ton of different characters to be viable at the highest level of play because a lot of them simply can't optimize their clears enough to stand up with the rest. With Rammus, will Rammus ever be powerful in high skill brackets with a clear as slow and as fragile as his is right now? If jungle clear optimization is no longer a major barrier to entry for jungle viability, way more champions can be played there. The meta is less set in stone. The jungle itself isn't telling you that you're bad at the game just because you picked Warwick and want to take Raptors. Skill should be rewarded across the roster of champs, not only on the select few that can effectively clear the current jungle. Some of the amount of skill expression, that's literally just skill expression. Some of the amount of skill expression around clearing your jungle will be lost with these changes. But that means we can move some of the jungle's complexity and skill away from clear optimization towards other places. We think this will be a good trade-off for the jungle overall. I mean, maybe. Riot Froxen also talked about some of our plans for the communication system changes. We're really thinking about the ways they can be used by junglers as a method of skill expression. Jungling is reliant on proactive communication, so we're making sure the role has more tools to do exactly that. So you'll be able to like ping your path. You'll be like, I'll be able to go like ding, 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 ding. Like, okay, I'm coming over here. It's kind of good. I like that. Wait, I have an idea. What if we just use voice communication in the game? What if we just improve communication by allowing players to communicate? Nah, can't do that? Okay, never mind. My bad. Jungling is reliant on proactive communication, so we're making sure the role has more tools to do exactly that. It's also the role most focused on macro strategy, but actually getting your team on board with your calls can feel like an impossible task. We're exploring giving junglers more tools to get their team objectives or to broadcast their ganks to their lanes, among other ideas. The last major change to the jungle will be the jungle items. The current items are functional, but they aren't exciting or particularly, in the case of Red Smite, understandable. The reason most of us are drawn to the jungle is because it's different from laning. We don't want to sit in lane and farm with dinky Dorn's items. The goal of the jungle item changes is to get them to express the difference between culling cool camps and farming boring minions. Some of you might remember the old days of Spirit of the Elder Lizard or Wriggle's Lantern, back when the jungle items felt more meaningful and impactful. Let's be honest though, those were problematic in their own ways. We want to capture some of that fantasy with a bit of twist this time. Pets. These pets will help you do little things in the jungle like clearing or taking down epic monsters. Think old Sated Devourer puppy. As you jungle, you slowly raise and feed your pet until they've grown up enough to be able to empower you. We haven't locked the final design or art for these yet, and in order to save you and my editors from having to understand what I'm trying to convey with text, here are some pics. Just keep in mind these will not be going live in the final design. It will very, very, very likely look different from this. Now you have a little wolf. You have a little emotional support wolf. Nice. Our earliest prototype was a jungle wolf that followed you around whenever you killed a camp. Ari's Foxfire missile shot into the wolf's mouth. At a certain point, the wolf got really small, unlike our love of it, and attached to your head. Then a recolored version of soon-to-be outdated Udir's tiger form glowed on you, while Aatrox's ult activation sound effect played repeatedly and globally. Oops. Believe it or not, this is what peak game design looks like. Pretty entertaining. As to what it actually does, we're keeping that secret for now while we lock down exactly how strong we want the empowerment to be relative to base kit, runes, items, etc., as well as exactly what tools we want it to provide to junglers. Past that, there's a fair number of questions we're still thinking about the answer to. About the best answer to. Is Scuttle working the way we want it to? No. Should junglers invade as much as they do? How important should junglers be? Or how important should junglers be to taking epic monsters, and so on and so forth. We'll be searching for these answers as we continue to build preseason. Thanks for reading, and be sure to thank your jungler in the next game. True. Okay. Well, will the pet be racist so I can play Draven jungle? I don't think so. No.